Welcome everybody to our normal Zoom call. We basically have this Zoom meeting running like 24/7. So what are we talking about today, Tracy?
We will be discussing how our team is working during the shelter.
Hold on, I'm gonna let my dogs out because they're barking.
It took a while.
The joys and downfalls of working at home.
Yeah, the neighbor's dog is barking, so I'm like, try to time their bark and the mute button, but I always miss it because like they're barking for a split second, so I can't mute, and you guys just hear it. So
I'd like to, I don't think it's on the script, but I'd really like to just hear what Natalie and Lauren's experiences have been working from home. I think they've had some unique challenges with this.
Natalie, you start.
Maybe you guys can share maybe one of the craziest things that's happened since the whole work from home.
So working from home has been a eye-opening experience. I am a multitasker enthusiast, and I have 2 toddlers, and like I'm a PT. I'm kind of like Tracy for my house.
I don't know if you want to share this, but I'll bring it up. So we were getting ready for an office staff meeting, and it was either like right before or right at the start of the meeting, one of your kids did something interesting, which caused you to have to leave the meeting quick.
On one account, my son got into the pantry, so he took apart all the baking supply, and then my Roomba couldn't even deal with it, so we got Moppy, and together they're keeping the floors cleared.
So like he pulled the baking supplies out of the cupboard and just like scattered them across the floor, like broke open the containers. And
yeah, and then I gave him too much attention for it, so he did it again the next day.
Oh no, I didn't know that. That's awful. That's awful.
White sugar was the next victim.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
He wants to bake you a cake, Natalie.
Yeah,
So we had to break there because we lost Natalie for a minute, but we've had a little switch happen. I think Carter and Tracy are in the wrong desk. Carter, Tracy, you're really close to the light there or something. Your face got really bright. You guys need to run back to your other houses. Go back to the right house. So Lauren, what's been one of your interesting stories of adventures working from home?
Honestly, I don't have anything interesting like that. I will live my interesting life vicariously through Natalie.
Well,
and yeah.
I think you're downplaying your interesting thing, because in our staff meeting this week, you were a little distracted during the meeting.
So me and my son were playing Uno during the staff meeting.
Yeah, okay. And who won?
I beat him like 15 times.
Oh my goodness, you're brutal. You didn't let
No,
him win
I
once?
know. You have to teach them one way or the
Oh my
other.
gosh. Oh my
and then after the 15, I said, okay, we'll start over. And by like whatever time, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whoever has the most wins can get this piece of chocolate. And so
Did you get the chocolate?
He was trying to beat me. He didn't win, but I gave him the chocolate.
Oh, okay. And just for some context, your son is under the age of 8. He's younger.
Yeah, he's 5, and he still can kick some butt, Nuno. But no, he's been fun to be around. It's very interesting. I've been teaching him how to read. He's reading me Dr. Seuss and stuff. So it's been good being at home, but again, trying to get work done and everything too, and trying to work with my husband's school schedule. He is in his last semester before he transfers to state, so he's got exams and everything going on, and then all of his classes are now online. So just kind of like trying to balance out the schedule and everything. That's about it.
Out of this, a lot of people have spent way more time in their houses than they have in a long time, right? I mean, everybody on this call, have you ever spent 5 weeks straight in your house? Yeah, I mean, unless you're really sick, prior to this, we just didn't do that. So I think, in fact, it'd be interesting. Why don't we do this real quick? Because I don't think it's on the script, but can we go around the call here and just everyone say one thing they've learned that they really like and one thing they learned that they really don't like about their house? So I'll start. I've actually spent most of the 5-6 weeks here in the office by myself. So things haven't changed much for me. So I have nothing to contribute, but it'd be interesting to hear what you guys have to think. So Jenna, what's something you've learned about your house?
I've learned about the light during different times of the day and when the best time is to be downstairs and when I shouldn't be in here, which is right now because it's blatantly hot. I'm just gonna be honest. But you know, the temperature only started rising in the last week and a half. So yeah, so that's something that I've learned and I actually really like. I take advantage of working out and being outside in the evenings. So it's been really nice that way. Something that I don't like, well, our dryer just broke today. And
Oh, no.
so we're not sure if our landlord will come over, but we will work with what we have right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, so lighting and heating and all that, that's a really interesting one. And that, I think most people live in developer-built tract homes, right? They're just cookie-cutter
Yeah.
stuff that gets plopped down. When we design homes, we think about all that solar exposure and time of day stuff, so you don't have those problems. Rachel, how about you in your house?
Me, Rachel, or other Rachel?
Oh, I'm sorry, you, Rachel. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So one thing that I've found that I like about my house is, you can hear my dogs, I'm sorry. I like that it's a little bit larger. It's just my boyfriend and I, and we have some extra room, so we've like created one into more of a gym. I've taken all of the furniture from our second guest bedroom and am refinishing all of it. So that's been my night and weekend project. What I don't like about it is I wish we had a bigger backyard. Just because it's really small and we do have 2 dogs. So I wish it was more of an oasis, just because we can't go anywhere. So I wish we could hang out in the backyard a little bit nicer.
Yeah, the only really way to get a bigger backyard is to move. That's not solved by a remodel. Yeah.
I mean, but if we had a bigger backyard, we could put an ADU as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. How about you?
For me, I would say, going off what Rachel said, she didn't like her backyard. I started liking my backyard. The size, I mean, we've been utilizing it, my mom and I, to like, we used to go walking. I guess we try to do every day, but then mainly every Saturdays too. So since we, couldn't do that, we're utilizing the backyard for, predominantly walking, and it's good because we have a little, I guess, we have a few seating areas out there, which is nice because at this time of day when the sun's on, behind me, so it's more shaded over there. Sit out there, and enjoy the kind of warm, kind of cool temperature. So, I mean, that's good. What I would say I dislike is the low ceilings for the house. Yeah, it's not too short, not too tall. I mean, I wish it was maybe a foot or two taller. To open up the space, to get better lighting and whatnot. But overall, it's working out,
Yeah. So for the most part, if you have a house and you don't like the ceiling height, your best bet's probably to move or build new.
Bust out the roof.
That's a hard one to retrofit. Unless you have some really nice open trusses or something, you can modify those. How about you, Natalie? You guys recently moved into your house, so now you have some time to settle in and kind of get used to it.
Yeah, I really like that my upstairs has like a laundry room and all the bedrooms in the office, because if we have friends over, then we can just close the baby gate and nobody like goes up there. I don't like the placement of my front door, and so I was considering looking into the needs and options process through Domum to find out my options, but
Yeah.
I was considering extending my master closet and bath, and then moving my front door to a different part of the spot, part of the house. So
Yeah, that's a perfect example of where our needs and options review comes in, right? Because we can analyze the structure and the cost of different options and figure out what's a good path to move forward for your remodel.
it would be good to know price before even starting the project. 'Cause it's like, is this worth changing, moving, those type of things are good to know.
Yeah. Well, I know some really good designers who can help figure all that out for you. How about you, Carter?
What I like about this house. I've never spent this much time in here, but I realized that our layout is really accessible. You know, it's housing both our home offices, and we get to eat in the same, like 5 feet away, and then watch TV 2 feet away from that, or I could go out and barbecue. You know, I literally do not have to move more than 10 feet anywhere. What I don't like, what I don't like about this house, it's probably not our house directly, but more of our neighbor's house, because they have a line of trees that, you know, produce foliage that falls onto our backyard that I don't ever go out to anyways, and I have to clean up once it piles up and start causing fire hazards.
Yeah, that's a hard one to fix. You either have to go talk to your neighbor and ask them to move, chop down their trees, or move.
Yeah, I know.
Or just start cutting their trees back. Just start.
I mean, we've done that, but
yeah. How about you, Lauren?
So before we moved here in October, we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment on the 2nd floor for a little over 2 years. There were 3 people living in a 1-bedroom apartment. So it's been nice having 2 bedrooms, a living room, a dining room, and we also have a garage, a front yard, and a backyard. So a lot has changed. I really love that we have a lot more space. You know, my husband has his office set up in the living room. I have my office set up in our bedroom. Levi has his own space, so everything's good there. What I don't like about it is that we only have 1 bathroom. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, so sometimes you can add a second bathroom fairly easily. Needs and options review again, Natalie. We can figure that out. How about you, Tracy?
The one thing I do like, since we've been spending so much time at home, is having that back door, the slider, where I could just kind of open up the curtains and bring light into the house. It just makes the house feel nice. I do like the kind of open space that we do have between like the dining room and the living room, and kind of that area. It separates, but it still feels kind of all in one. One thing I would change is probably the kitchen, because I've been doing so much cooking. I want a bigger kitchen. I want a bigger kitchen. I want more windows to bring in more light, but I think there's literally only 2 windows in the front of the house, and that's the front bedroom and then like the window where the door is, and then the little, you know, cutouts of glass on the door. But yeah, I mean, the space actually feels good and nice. I always say I want a bigger house when I have kids, just because I can't imagine having like 2-3 kids running around in this house. I feel like it's too much. But for right now, just my husband and I, it's nice, and our 2 cats. But bigger kitchen, more light.
Yeah, and your house was built in the 70s or 80s? Or is it
was built early 80s.
80s, yeah. So your kitchen layout is very typical of that time period, but you have room in there where, I mean, if you wanted to, you could tear it out and remodel and open up some walls and make an island and open up your kitchen a bit.
Yeah, so I mean, I envisioned that wall. I think everyone has been to my house here.
It's the one behind Carter's head, right?
It's the one that Carter is looking at.
Oh, he's facing the other direction. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, essentially, I'd want to get rid of that wall and kind of do like an open island countertop area to really open up the space. But I mean, it's working as his office, so.
Well, he won't be working at home forever, hopefully. and then finally, Rachel, other Rachel, how about you? Now you were in the dorms. Did you grow up in this house? You're back at your mom's house?
No, I grew up 4 doors down.
Okay.
The house that's right down the street. So I just moved here with Mom last summer. But I've really gotten to like enjoy our backyard, and it has a lot of room to play with my 4 dogs. So I really liked that. It's kept me like getting up and active and stuff. And one thing that's like really small that I just really bugs me ever since I moved here is that like my room personally doesn't have a light on the ceiling, and then none of the rooms really have like ceiling fans or anything, and I'm just so used to that. And so it just bugs me, and they're like not center. And so it just is me being really picky, but yeah.
Yeah, uncentered light fixtures are one of my pet peeves.
Yeah.
But awesome. Yeah,
I
so
thought it was pocket doors.
what's that?
I said I thought it was pocket doors.
Oh, well, that's one of my pet peeves too. We don't design buildings with uncentered light fixtures, but pocket doors seem to work their ways into designs. Clients ask for those. They ask for pocket doors. They don't ask for light fixtures very often. I think there's a lot of people that are kind of recognizing those things. And so looking to the future, I think over the next few months in this year, I think we're going to see a lot more home remodels. And also, I think people are going to be starting to think about moving as well. I was just talking to somebody the other day that they thought they were living in their forever home that they were going to retire in, and now that they spent so much time there, they realized probably should move. So, in fact, I need to touch base with you, Tracy, because we need to get them some information on what next steps are. But I think, we love to do new houses. We have a lot of fun doing those, but I think we're also going to be seeing a lot more remodels. And those actually tend to be, on the design side, can be a lot more challenging, but can make a huge difference. Resale, livability, especially if you like where you live. If you like your neighborhood, you like your neighbors, a lot of times remodeling is the right move. Okay, with that, this is Team Domum. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.
Thank you.